welcome back everybody. Today's topic is not actually about a very average Mancera perfume. Sorry about the thumbnail if that was misleading. I was wearing a perfume yesterday that I was really enjoying, and I realized that I loved it from the very first time I wore it, and it then made me wonder about perfumes that I own in my wardrobe at the moment that I loved from the very, very first sniff, that very first moment those fine particles of spray landed on my skin. It was instant love. And I actually have a few here that I'm going to show you in the video. So I'm not going to review anything. I'll talk a little bit about them, but these are just 5 or 6 perfumes that I instantly loved. Now, the majority of the perfumes that I owned, I didn't necessarily love them from the very first spray. A lot of them took several wears for me to come around and eventually grow to love them. But these ones I loved from the get-go, and I still love a lot. Let's get started. I am going to do this in no particular order. I have to talk about Equipage Geranium from Hermes. So, again, I've told this story before. If you've watched any videos in my review on this, I'll leave reviews of all these perfumes in the little tabs up on the screen. Equipage Geranium is a perfume that I had at the time never had any intention of trying or wanting to try or test. I'd heard about it, but it just didn't seem like anything I thought I would like. And then, as it happens, a friend sent me a bunch of samples, as good friends do, and this happened to be one of the samples in there. So I just decided to spray it on my skin because I had nothing better to do, and I was blown away. I just couldn't believe it. And yes, I do prefer this to the original Equipage. It's, just my taste, but Equipage Geranium, love at first sniff. Is that copyrighted? I hope not. One that this is probably the one I've had the longest in my wardrobe, and I used to have a decant, and I loved that decant, and I had to get a bottle eventually. Ombre from Parfums Pierre. One of my, look, it's interesting. I don't think about this as a traditional kind of amber perfume. There's so much other things going on. This is one of the few perfumes in my wardrobe that always makes me a little bit emotional, for want of a better word, when I'm wearing it. I really, really love Ombre Russe and always have. This one here is Opopanax from Santa Maria Novella. Now, the story behind this is that I spent the better part of a day when I was lucky enough to be in Florence a few years ago at the Santa Maria Novella flagship store, and I think I smelled nearly every perfume that they had, and there was lots of ones that I really, really liked, and I was kind of thinking, there's probably just like nothing that I feel like I want to own, and then one of the very last that I happened to smell was Opopanax, and it's been with me, well, it hasn't been with me ever since that day, but it's the one that I bought from this house first. Hopefully there'll be others that'll be added, but I love this from the very first time it hit my skin. What else do we have here? This one, again, like the Ombre Russe, started as a decant. It's 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain by Diptyque, the original EDT. Yes, I had a decant, and I didn't know what to... I actually now cannot remember why I decided to try it. I think maybe I had, several of my perfumes, I had read good things about it in fragrance forums, and had I not read those things, I probably would have ignored it for a long time. Eventually might have smelled it. But I happened to order a decant because I was probably ordering a bunch of different perfumes at the time, included this one, and it just took my heart away. 34 Boulevard Saint-Germain. I love this perfume a lot. Now I'm going to talk about a Masque perfume. So a lot of you know that I'm involved with Masque. I helped evaluate the initial 4 perfumes that were launched. Now I want to talk about, in particular, this one is Pastile. Okay. When Marie was sending me variations and versions of the perfumes to try, it was almost like Pastile was like the first go at like creating a type of floral perfume that would suit our launch. And literally I loved basically the first version that this eventually turned into, essentially. I don't think there was much playing around with what I first smelled. I loved it then, I still love it, and it's a really, really beautiful perfume. That's Pastile. I don't want to talk about it too much, you know what it's all about. Now, this is the perfume that actually inspired this video, because this is the one I wore yesterday. Now, I only have a decant of this, okay? And I'm not going to talk about too much because I haven't reviewed it. I may not do a review because there's probably heaps of reviews, and this one's been around since the 1950s. It's actually, here's my little, now about 15 ml of Eau de Hermes by Hermes. So just for your own benefit, this one is decanted from the version that looks like this. It has a copper top bottle. But interesting thing is, a few months ago I got to smell the current Eau de Hermes that actually looks like this, and even though I love this, I think I actually like the new version more. So that made me happy, because I will be getting a bottle of Eau de Hermes and I'll probably be getting that new version. But either way, I first got interested in this when I saw basically a video with Galen and Thomas, the aetherealist and early Greek, talking about Eau de Hermes. I became very interested, read up about it, and I still didn't have a real idea of what it might smell like. And I got a decant, not being fussy about what version I got, and I've loved this on my skin ever since I got it. This has actually been my most worn perfume so far this year, which says a lot about how much I enjoy it. Now look, I'm going to admit here that I wish that the performance and longevity of this on my skin was more, because I enjoy it that much, but because I love how it smells, I don't even care, like, to be honest. Like, I'll just respray it. When I get a big bottle, I don't care how quickly I go through this. It means I'll get a bottle sooner. Just please, 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 Hermes, don't discontinue this perfume. These perfumes were all instant crushes, love at first sniff, instant melt for me. And I'm very curious to know about what perfumes did that for you guys in the comments. Let's participate in this instant crush perfume conversation. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you very soon with another video. Bye.